Hello traders and welcome back to Smart Money Insight. My name is Rain and today we would like to talk about what has been happening in the markets for this week, and also we are further taking a look into what's available opportunity coming from the stock markets. And this time round, I'm eyeing about 15% potential return. So I would say that these stocks are really worth paying attention to, all right? Well, as you probably know, when you follow the market for this week, the market closed. Well, there's a little bit of disappointment coming from the index. Well, if you're taking a look here, the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 were both down 0.3% on Friday, while for Nasdaq was down about 0.5%. But you don't have to be overly concerned because the trend, I would say, is still up. I would say the weekly performance is still in gain. Well, take a look at the Dow Jones performance, which ended this week of 2.2% higher, following the last week 3.7% gain. Well, so this tells us that the Dow Jones Index marked its biggest 2-week gain since late 2022 and its first consecutive gain of 2% or more since July 2023. And also for the S&P 500 and Nasdaq, both ended this week up 1.7%. So as you can see yourself that the sentiment, it's so bullishly strong, all right? And the main focus in the market is still on AI, artificial intelligence, simply on technology sectors. Well, there are two things that you really want to watch out this closely. First, it's going to be on tariff, all right? Talking about the tariff, as you know, any extra charges on imported goods coming from China or Europe, well, I would say that's going to be propel this inflation issue again. As you probably know that inflation has been always the enemy in the equity markets. And second to that, we are talking about the interest rate, which the latest interest rate decision will be on this coming Wednesday, which you need to follow this thing closely, all right? As for your information, so far, the President Trump has been putting a demand for the Fed to lower the interest rate to propel the growth in equity markets. But, well, it really depends on the policy maker. So that's pretty much about the market this week. The sentiment is so bullish. And right now, let's take a look into the stock. And as I told you, there are two stocks that has a potential or a strong bullish right now. And they are, well, I'm talking about the Charter Communications, that one. And second, I'm talking about Broadcom, all right? Now, without further ado, let's deep dive into these two stocks. Well, let's take a look at this Charter Communications price analysis. And let me tell you that this company is the second largest cable operator in the United States. And this is a leading broadband communications company that provides video, internet, and voice services. And when you look at the chart, I believe that this point is the peak or the highest ever, which is around $820. And then followed by a big corrections here, and the price today is sitting at $367. So relative to the peak, I would say the price right now is at a discount of 50%. Well, another interesting point here, I would say, if you see there are two prominent trends, the mid-term downtrend and the long-term uptrend channel over here. And I believe this section would be a point of recovery simply because there is intersection between these two prominent channels, and this also has been backed by the fact that the price dropped below this support level and the price is coming back up, and since then this level has been acting as a solid, good support. So I believe that somewhere around April or May 2024, at this point, this could be the point of recovery in which there is a fundamental correction happens. Now, looking at the sentiment where the price is sitting at today, let's plug in the moving average 20. And you just realize that the price just crossing above this level, meaning to say that the sentiment is so strongly bullish at the moment. And another interesting point I would like to bring up here is that when you pair with moving average 50, the midterm sentiment, then it's creating or it's forming into some pattern, all right? And let me share a little bit this pattern with you, all right? As you can see that the moving average 20 here is forming, like making a concave up or a concave up around here, and the moving average 50 is forming into concave down, all right? And often that when this pattern happens, it indicates there's a potential rally in the price. Either there is a price breakout or the price just rally up higher, and you can refer this pattern back to the couple months back here when the moving average 20 is forming a concave up and there's a concave down coming from the moving average 50, and again the following days the price started to rally high or there's a breakout. So if the pattern happens, history happens, means that you're going to be expecting the price will rally higher or there is a price breakout tomorrow, a week later, all right? Now, let's take a look at the resistance and support point so we know probably where the price is going to be at the following weeks or months, all right? Since that the sentiment right now is very strong, so I would say likely the price will break or cross above this resistance support line, which is at $360. And if the sentiment, the bullish sentiment remains first, it's going to test the next resistance, the first resistance around here, which is around, I would say, 400 price level. And likely, if the sentiment remains, then probably going to be reaching around here, which is about $418 or $420 around this range, all right? So if the price failed to rally, then potentially either consolidate at the 360 or the first support likely at the 340 around this price level, $340 price level. So these are probably the resistance and support level where the stock will be heading next. And in order for us to understand more about the sentiment, we would like to analyze deeper into its options or the implied volatility small chart. But before that, let's take a look whether or not any smart entry opportunity is coming. And to do that, we would like to screen this opportunity using our proprietary system called Trader GPS. And to do that, it's very simple. You only need to click this button, the Trader GPS, and the system will help us to compute and analyze whether or not any entry opportunities available for us as a traders. And our job is going to be so simple. Let me show you here, all right? Now, the job as a traders, we only need to find for those arrows pointing upwards, the green arrows, all right? Because that is when the system is signaling there's a potential smart money entry opportunity or smart money opportunity coming to the stock, all right? And on this page, there are 3 opportunities, 1, 2, and 3. And if you spot out this price bar as your entry opportunity, means that you have the opportunity to ride together with the price surge, and you have the opportunity to sell at this point. So meaning to say that if you successfully bought it somewhere around $270 and you have the opportunity to sell at $381. All right, so it means that you have a potential gain of 50% thereabouts. All right. Now take a look at the second opportunity here. If you write together when the price is $328, meaning to say that you have the opportunity to sell higher at $400 price, meaning to say that you have the opportunity to earn about 25% over here. As simple as that. And that is making the compelling reason why traders would like to find for the smart money entry opportunity. And for the system right now, Trader GPS has indicated there is a potential smart money will be coming into this stock, and likely that it will drive the price to go higher. All right. Now let's take a look at this implied volatility small chart in the next page. Now, for those of you who kind of new with this implied volatility small chart, so let me try to explain about how to read the chart. Well, this y-axis represents the level of the implied volatility. The x-axis represents the strike price. The bottom here represents the volume or the transactions or the activities of the buying, selling of the options. The blue dot over here represents the put options, and the red dot over here represents the call options. And right now, as you know, the price is around here is around $367. So I would say that this is at the money. And if you realize that the call options, the IV of the call options, that very close to the at the money, I would say generally they are higher than the implied volatility of the put options over here. So I would say that this indicates that the greed for the price to rise is greater than the fear of the price to fall. And next, when you look at the volume at the strike price of 420 over here, when you look at the volume here, is very significant. And I would say that this indicates that traders are betting for the stock price to increase to $420 or even beyond. And on the other hand, the volume for the put options, I would say is non-existent, is none. All right, so I would say that this indicates that traders are not really committing to any price fall protections. However, since that when you look at the IV here, all right, the IV dropped somewhere at the price of 345 strike level. So I would say that this $345 strike level could be the closest support level that traders are looking at. So I would say that based on our quantitative and qualitative analysis, with 0 being a total bearish and 1 being a total bullish, then the current bullish sentiment score is 0.96. So it is very, very strong bullish at the moment. All right. Now let's take a look next at Broadcom. Now let's take a look at the Broadcom price analysis. And let me tell you that this company is a premier designer, it's a developer, and also a global supplier of broad range of semiconductor devices. And at the same time today, this company is benefiting from strong demand for its networking products and application-specific integrated chips that are designed to support AI and machine learning. Therefore, as you can see that, well, this product has been helping the company to propel the growth, and its long-term trend, it's uptrending till today. Now, for the stocks, as you can see that there is a big price rally or a big breakout happening around December 2024. And I would say that this breakout is a very strong breakout because it was supported by the big volume of transactions. Now, at the same time, you would see that why this breakout is a very strong breakout, because days later, when correction happens at this point, when it touches the support level or support lines, then you could see there is a tremendous interest coming from the market to buy or to support this stock from coming down, crossing below its support level. And when you notice that this is such a short bar with the big volume, so this tells you that the interest in the market could be coming from the traders or from investors. They start to buy whenever the price drop a certain level. It means that it's very difficult for the price to drop this support price level because there is interest to keep buying this stock. So as the result, that the stock will rebound back up. And on the subsequent correction also, you can see that there's a weak selling interest in the market, and that will help the stock price to rebound. Now, the interesting point about this rebound recently in the market is that, as you know, when the moment that the price touching the resistance line, very often correction happens. But this time around, when correction about to happen, halfway the price started to rebound back before touching the support level or support line. And to explain this incidence best, we would like to apply the moving average 20. All right. At the same time, we can use the average 20 here to evaluate the current sentiment. And as you can see that not long or a week ago, roughly, when the price crossed beyond this moving average 20, meaning to say that the sentiment is about to be bullish. So the sentiment is bullish right now. But what makes this so even exciting is that when you take a closer look over here, that the price bar seems like they're jumping on the moving average 20, or it take the moving average 20 at its support level. So this indicates that the market right now towards the stock is very, very bullish. And looking at the current sentiment today, I would say since the price is very close to its resistance, which is about 250 over here, so likely, I would say with the current sentiment, likely that the price will be able to cross beyond this resistance level, and it's going to mark a new high, which we do not know yet at this point what's going to be the new high. But what we know as per today, likely the price will cross over beyond its resistance line of 250. All right. So if the price failed to create a new high and somehow correction happens at the resistance line, so then the price will come down, and probably like this is going to be a very good support level, which is, I would say, around 200 or 220 or $225. $225 price range. That's going to be a good support level for now. All right. And to understand about the sentiment better, we would like to see it from the implied volatility small chart. But before that, let's explore and see, is there any upcoming entry opportunity of the smart money that will come to the stock. And to do that, we would like to use our proprietary system trader GPS. And to do that, it's very simple. With the click of buttons, then, I would say the system will help us to compute and evaluate of the opportunity where likely the smart money will come in and join into the stocks. And as a traders, our job right now is very simple. We only need to identify those green arrow pointing upwards, as you can see over here, because this indicates that this is the bar, the date where smart money likely to join and enter to the stocks. And again, the reason why traders love to identify this opportunity, because very often smart money will drive the price to surge higher with relatively smaller risk. And understanding about the risk let's take a look at this example. All right. Now, at the first opportunity, if you successfully ride on this, well, this bar, so the price somewhere around 160, meaning say that you have the opportunity to sell higher at 180 over here. All right. So looking at this buying and selling point here, meaning say that you have the opportunity to make around, I would say, 30 or 35% return. All right. Now, what about when the smart money fail to drive the price higher, or the smart money fail to join to the stocks? Very often, as a result, the price or the performance is relatively flat. Now, as you can see over here, so the performance is kind of flat, probably like -5 or -2% is negligible or insignificant relative to its rewards. And this is why I would be saying a lot of traders love this smart money opportunity, because it has a big reward with relatively lower risk. Now, as per today, I would say there's indication as well somewhere on the 23rd of December. The system has indicated that this is the day there is a potential smart money enter or join in these Broadcom stocks. So I would say there is likely that if the sentiment remains, then this will go beyond $250 resistance level and will be marking a new high. Now let's take a look at its implied volatility small chart. Now let's take a look at this implied volatility small chart for Broadcom. Now when you look at the volume down here, then you realize that the call volume are significantly higher than the put volume over here. So this indicates that traders are committing their money more towards bullishness across the span of strike prices. Well, as per today, I would say the price closed around 244. And when you notice that there's this elevated call volume around 240 to 260 strike level, and coming with a stable IV over here around 0.365, then this suggests traders anticipate upward momentum around 250 to $260 price level. And this is also supported because, well, mainly it's very prominent volume over here. At the same time, looking at some volume over here together with the elevated IV, then traders also are expecting the price to mark a new high upon breaking this price range at the $250 to $260 price level. Now, looking at the put options, I would say there is a minor activity around 230 to 240, and together with the higher implied volatility around 0.38 at this level, I would say this is signaling a light hedging, but expect no downside there is no strong downside expectations, at the moment. So this also can tell us as traders that from the option point of view, there is no meaningful support at the moment. But when you realize that there is an IV drop over here, supported with a high volume somewhere around 220, so I would say that, and referring back to its technical analysis, so I would say that this 220 to 225 can be a good technical support for now. So I would say that based on our quantitative and qualitative analysis, with 0 being a total bearish and 1 being a total bullish, then the current bullish sentiment score is 0.862. So I would say that the current sentiment traders toward the stocks, the Broadcom, is very, very bullish. Now, in summary through the analysis, we learned that for CHTR communication stocks has been showing a very strong bullish sentiment with a high potential of breakout, targeting about $420 price level or even higher, and $345 can be a very, very good support for the stocks at the moment. And at the same time, for Broadcom stocks also present a very bullish profile with elevated interest for the price to go higher. And right now, likely that it's going to consolidate or going to be around $250 to $260 price range, which upon breaking above this range, I would say the price would be marking a new high. So the overall sentiment for these stocks, I would say pretty much aligned with the broader market optimisms, with traders betting on upward momentum, particularly in the technology sectors. However, as a traders, I would say we always want to be careful, especially with the market risk, including the geopolitical risk such as impact on the tariff or the interest rates, which I would say may influence the future of stock price movements. So that is all the analysis of the stocks that I have today. And if you want to know more about our proprietary system trader GPS and how it works and how smart money opportunity can help us as a traders to trade better and smarter in the stock markets, then you can check the link in the descriptions below. And if you believe that my sharing is useful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the notifications so you don't miss out any good opportunities. And please leave any comments below if you want me to analyze your favorite stocks whenever the opportunity comes, so I can share more smart money insight for you. So see you at the next ones and trade smart.